Now the whole self-esteem versus self-image thing is a fine line to balance. To that end, I have decided to attempt a self-portrait myself. You know, we're only 2 months into 2020, but that doesn't matter. It's a New Year's self-portrait because I say so. I don't want to just Photoshop my face on a picture of Atlas and just yeet that out into the world. But I also want to communicate that I have quite a bit of personal confidence. I tend to exaggerate things, can you tell? I'm an odd person, and I'm proud of the fact that I'm an odd person. What do you think, am I weird? I want to also show that my media tastes are stuck in 2007, with a few niche interests dominating the field of my brain every now and then. So obviously, I'm monstering myself up. You don't get to be a Guillermo del Toro fan without gaining an appreciation for the inhuman looks with a very human heart. And I grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean as my live stream. Skeletons and tentacles it is. I want to look nefarious. I want to look like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Well, if I'm honest, that plan disintegrated pretty quickly. There's quite a big difference between what you want yourself to look like and what you, after some introspection, actually think you look like. And after a while of thinking, but I want a cool cape and some like janky lighting effects, I went, no, self-portraits seem to be more about how you actually see yourself. So I went for a more realistic way that I see myself, which is basically ignoring the world, paying attention to my own little creative bubble, and making sure that I pay attention to what I like to make, which is, it has a theme, if you've wondered, and that theme is still skeletons and tentacles. I didn't deviate that far from my initial plan in that regard. You know, I'm quite predictable in that sense. Okay, but let's talk about the actual painting some more. I went with watercolour because it's the medium that I am the most comfortable in. It's something that I feel I can control very well, and so currently probably the best expression aside from pen and ink. But honestly, since I tend to line my paintings anyway, I tend to combine pen and ink and watercolour quite a bit, so I was very comfortable with using these as my main descriptor of choice. However, honestly, instead of sticking with my usual muted colour palettes, I went for something much more colourful. I think despite the fact that, you know, colour frightens me in most cases, I actually see colour quite a bit in the natural world. I like to go out in the garden and look at all the tiny variations in the flowers and the ways the different light hits things, and while I'm not very good at expressing that in my art just yet, I felt I could at least show in this one that I do see things more than my usual colour. Honestly, I think the spattering of the stars was the most enjoyable bit. That's one little bit of art I've done since I was a kid that I've always found really, really fun to do and always gives a lovely effect. And since I never actually paint galaxies, this is the first time I've painted a galaxy or like a starry space night sky effect myself, so I was very, very pleased with it. And it was actually super, super fun. I feel like I should do that more often. If I could just get used to how loose the style is for it. And I tend to be quite controlled, though I am moving out of that now, thankfully, to something a bit more suiting for watercolour. I'd like to try that a bit more. Just adding a little bit of glow here to the skeleton eyes, you know, as one does. You can't have, you know, animated skeletons without a bit of glowing eye. Come on now, you know, let's get with the programme. I'd actually like you to comment below on how you see yourself. How would you do a self-portrait if you were going to do that project? Would you use colour? Would you stick with black and white? Would you depict yourself realistically, or something a bit more fantastical? You know, let me know. It's a really interesting subject to see how people see themselves and want to show parts of themselves or all of themselves to other people through the medium of self-portraits. Okay, and that is all today. I hope you liked this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that kind of YouTube shindig if you did. And stay tuned for the next one. The next local full tries will be coming out soon. I'm trying to catch up on my backlog. And I will see you all soon. Goodbye and thank you.